The Depth to Delve Deep by Rote Writer. Chapter 28. The Course. Inside the college, Rote locates the office of admissions and goes about registering for the TESOL course he seeks to undertake. The course costs 75 quid. He knows he can cover it with the 84 quid already in the bank, though he's not so sure he wants to divest all his currency on a course only touting the possibility of teaching English as a second language somewhere. It doesn't guarantee a job. He finds out later a TESOL certificate is not recognized everywhere as a valid endorsement established to employ. Nonetheless, he intends to sign up for the course and will delay any payment for it until he can see for himself if it's worth his while. Meanwhile, he's on the wrong campus for registry. After being guided towards the right one, he carries on down the road to the south campus. Along the way, he catches up with another woman who's walking a little ahead of him. He gets to talk to her, too. He mentions he's looking for the South Campus. She lets him know in her thick Scottish burring brogue with rolling R's she's heading there as well. She's certainly certain she knows where she's heading after Rote asks her, "Are you sure?" After all, he's taken so many wrong turns that day, but like them all, they all seem to lead the right way. For when she lets him know he's walking beside the supervisor for cleaners at the college, he introduces himself. "Hi, my name is Rote, and I'm looking for work." "Are you a student?" "I'm registering today." The supervisor lets him in on how they often hire foreign students as part-time cleaners at the college. And if he has a valid work permit, he should come in the following day to her office and fill in some forms. With that, they shake hands after she shows him where her office is. After leaving from there, he goes and registers officially for the TESOL course and heads back to the convent. He improvises his wayward return with visible landmasses and buildings serving as beacons. He hops over fences and cuts through lawns before coming to the very path starting his journey earlier that day. Back in the convent, he lets the crew know of his doings. When he brings up the point about how the path prescribed fails him, they in turn assure him there is a footpath all the way to the college. It progresses through an old railroad line overlaid with asphalt. It then cuts through the underbelly of that side of Edinburgh. It intimately does so below the streets and traffic through old stone tunnels. The trench-like path twists and turns towards many directions, including the college. He reassures them he'll figure it out. A 40-minute walk by path proves to be a half-day journey for Rote. The next day he arrives at the college many meandering hours later and unexpectedly begins working that afternoon. When he's asked if he has a work permit, he says, "I do, but I left it with my last employer. I'll get them to fax it." Rote hopes his new employer will just forget about it, let it go. So for an hour and a half each afternoon, Rote will, alongside 11 other cleaners, clean the college for 4 quid an hour. With room and board taken care of, the working wonder figures he can use the money earned to travel further. By the end of the work week, Rote finally figures out where he goes wrong along the plotted path. After taking every other possible route to and from the college, Rote's astounded the day he takes the right turn in the opposite direction. He does so after every fiber in his being tells him otherwise. He decides to tentatively take the turn that tells him you're going in the wrong direction. Well, that's like convincing a monkey he's human. He takes the turn and walks in a direction away from where he wants to head, but it eventually comes to another path heading in the right direction, like a Z or Z. The time difference differentiated by the proper path is great, as is the walk there and back. And now that he's found the one true path, passing through the north side of Edinburgh known as Newtown, is swift and sure as his surfacing smile. It proves to be as pleasant as a country stroll. He begins to believe his brethren. The perfect path burrows below the noise along a route running along a man-made depression for trains. There are earthen walls serving as sound barriers along with the many tunnels passing under the noisy streets above all the way to the college. He comes upon a furred fox from time to time. Now with extra time, he spends some work before in the library at the college using the computers to send emails back home. In addition, he searches the internet forecasting future travel. He virtually peruses places in Scotland and Ireland while adding interest to his internet searches with a genealogy search for his biological mother's Irish-Scottish descendants. That Rote after work one night heads to the first TESOL course. There he realizes the uselessness upon asking the teacher directly if the certificate bequeathed upon a successful completion of the course will have any weight or bearing in the work world it's oriented to. Tasseled teacher replies, it's only a primer for a much more extensive course. There is a world-renowned and recognized one as the prerequisite to any employment in the field of teaching English as a second language. This isn't that one. Rote has only 84 quid to his name, and the teacher demands his students at the first class who have not paid to do so by going down to the accounting office and pay before the class is even a quarter of the way through. He thinks not. He'll still play the part and head down. He doesn't go down alone. Maybe 9 or 10 students present the first night, step out and through the big doors, leading to the accounts payable to pay for the course. No way is he going to pay for a primer course with the only money he has. I don't think so. Although he needs to perpetuate the illusion he's still a student to keep his job. So he pays 5 quid as down payment to the total cost, assuring he'll pay the remainder the following week. Back in the classroom with everyone showing their receipt in hand, Rote fancies quickly past the inspecting eyes like a felon flashing a false police badge. That night he hitches a ride with the professor partway back to the convent, to Princess Street. In the car he talks to him about the course and what it entails. Rote, like a sleuth, sort of suggests the course being taught might not be a guarantee to getting a job. He prods and pries to see his reaction. Judging by it, Rote realizes he probably won't be attending the class again. Not only that, the sisters aren't pleased opening the locked convent doors any time after 8 p.m., the hour they usually begin their private prayers. After buzzing him in through the doors at the convent, he's met by a look from the Mother Superior. It's a look that lets the struggling student know no more late nights, no matter how noble the cause. At least he has a receipt that, if need be, will perpetuate the illusion he's still a student. Near the end of the following week, things begin to become a little tense for Rote. The pressure is mounting for him to produce his work permit.